Have you ever heard anyone say, I love my work-life balance. My work-life balance is perfect. No, people never. Oh, I always hear all the time. Again, I've worked with thousands of clients, and I hear all the time people say, I'm searching for work-life balance. People are always searching for work-life balance. So today, I'm going to talk about what is it about work-life balance that makes it so elusive, so hard to find? And what can we do to find what we're looking for? So today I'm going to talk in detail all about work-life balance, what's going on with it, why the problems, and how can we build what we're looking for and get happiness and success and joy in our lives. So I want to start out by welcoming everybody. I'm going to say hello to some of the names that I see. I see Nath Anjali here. Hello to you. And I see Eileen here. Hello, Eileen. And Anna May told me in advance that she'll be driving and that she'll be on listen-only mode. So I'm going to say hello to you as well because you let me know that you are going to be listening. Eileen says good evening to everybody, which I think is beautiful. Thank you, Eileen, because I really love to build community in our group. So I love when you put in the comments, and I invite you all to put something in the comments to say hello either to me or hello to everybody. Let's be a community with each other and get to know each other and be here for each other. I also encourage you, I will be monitoring the comments as we go along tonight. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in. I want you to feel that you can participate in this as well, that it's not just me talking to you, but that you're participating and welcome, and that you feel that way. I'm going to say hello to Martha. Martha said in the chat, good evening, Eileen and Ellen. So Martha, it is delightful to have you with us. I want to mention also some of the people had registered for this workshop, and I did send you some work pages. And if you did get it, I'm going to give you answers to some of the questions that I had in the work pages. If you didn't get to register or you didn't see the information to register and you'd still like it, feel free to put your email address in the chat here in the comment. I will get those work pages out to you after the program tonight. And I'll be happy to send the answers also to everybody, whether you registered before or you register now as well. And if you are watching this on YouTube, make an appointment with me so that I can send you the work pages if you're interested. So again, I welcome everybody. If you're new to our group, I am Dr. Ellen. And those of you who are with me know that I love to empower busy people to help you cut stress and build success and elevate your happiness. And today we're going to go a long way in this workshop. As some of you know, this is usually a $250 workshop, but because you are part of this group, you have free entry here. So I am really delighted to share this with you, and I'm going to let you know that if you have friends or relatives that you think may be interested, or coworkers, that we can figure out a way to possibly share this or to have a presentation, a workshop like this in a group, maybe a parents association or a mother's group or a work group. So I'm going to let you keep that in mind as well. Today I'm going to start out by talking a lot about work-life balance. And then in the second part of our workshop, we're actually going to work together on an activity. So I encourage you to have a piece of paper and something to write with nearby that I think might help you. So with that, I do want to mention also, stay to the end because I have some gifts that I will be able to give away at the end. I don't want to ruin the surprise yet, but again, stay to the end for some gifts and surprises. So let's talk about work-life balance. Why is it that nobody walks around saying, my work-life balance is perfect, I just love it? And everybody complains, really, I'm looking, I'm searching, I can't find work-life balance. So work-life balance was created decades ago with good intentions of trying to help people handle all of the elements in life, handle their work and handle their home life. But the way I see it, it's a phrase that was created without a method. So people were told to find work-life balance, go get work-life balance. And nobody was ever told how to do it. And when they complained, I can't find it, there was really no way of getting it. And there have been books talking about why work-life balance is difficult, but really no solutions. So first, I'm going to tell you what the problems are, and then we're going to dive into, yes, solutions. What is it that we want, and how can we get it? And I'm really definitive on that we should not live in a system where we feel frustrated that we can't get it. So let's talk about the problems with work-life balance first. First, work-life balance. So you're really, when they talk about it, you're balancing your work life against your home life. And that is built on competition because it's structured so you think, well, if I pay extra attention, if I put extra time into work, that means I'm not paying attention, I'm not doing my mothering. And if I'm paying more attention to my mom work at home, I'm not a good worker. That's what balance makes us think about. It makes us, it pits the two against each other. And that really creates stress, and it creates mom guilt because we're always biting them one against each other and comparing. And that's not fair. It creates stress and mom guilt. So, and this is really important, the clients that I work with, I've discovered that what they really want and what they really accept is not competition, but they want to have success in their home life, and they want to have success in their work life. And that's what we want to build. We want to build success in both. It's a win-win. We don't want to pit one against the other. So that's the first important point I want to make, and that's really important. I want to make sure people understand why that work-life balance is not what people are looking for. I'm going to ask people to put it in the comments. Do you understand that? Does that make sense to you, that we're not really looking for balance? Because I want to make sure I'm really very clear on that balance is really misleading. It's a misleading term. It leads us in the wrong direction. It leads us to stress. It leads us to mom guilt, where we feel guilty about our work. So we're going to really talk about what we are going to build. But another problem with work-life balance is it mostly makes us think about time. How many hours do I work versus how many hours am I home? And if you sometimes during the week have to put in extra hours at work, you automatically feel guilty often. Oh, I'm not home with my child. It's really that type of thing. But there are so many other aspects of work and life. There's focus and attention. There's interest and work experience. Very often, people have been working years and training for years to get where they got to, and they take great pride in their work. And so it's not an even split without emotions in what you've done to build your accomplishments in your job. So there are a lot of issues and topics. Again, for many people, there's a sense of personal identity and pride in the work that they do. And for many people, it's earning money to support their family. So when you work more, how can you think that you're not helping your family when you're really helping your family when you work and you're helping support your family financially? it's just not a fair and realistic view of what work and life is when we talk about balance. And let's talk a little bit more about balance. Even if you found that perfect time split, that, the way I'm at now, I'm going to work X hours and be home X hours. Something may change next week if you get a big job, a project to work on at work, or if something new happens at home, if your child is sick or has a problem. That may throw your balance off, that time that you thought was perfect. It really takes very little to throw time off, or attention. You may need more attention in one aspect one week or the next. And so that elusive balance is not something we want to hold stable. We want to be flexible in our lives and be able to work and feel flexible and feel that we're responsible and successful while we're doing it, not that we're failing at work-life balance when we need to change our attention. And another problem with work-life balance, we talk about work and life as if work wasn't an important part of our life. But for a lot of people, we spend a lot of hours working, and work is important to us. It's important to what we accomplish at work, and promotions we might get, and recognition we might get, or awards we might get, or moving up the ladder that we plan in the future. So work is not outside of life. Life is life. So balance is not really what people are looking for. What my clients explain to me that they're looking for, and what I've discovered, again, is they want success in their home life. They want to be happy and fulfilled at home, and they want success in their work life. They want to be happy and fulfilled at work. They don't want a trade-off. They don't want a balance. They want both. And you know what? You deserve both, because that is work and home happiness. And that is what I want you to feel comfortable to look for. So what I want to do now, before we go on to our real part of the workshop, I want to go over the worksheet that I sent out and give you the answers. And I'm hoping that while you listened, you were filling in some of these spaces. But here are some of the answers. So the term work-life balance is, and the term to fill in is misleading, because balance is not what people are really looking for. Balance means you are trying to equalize two opposing forces, and that sets up your work and your home life in competition. That just creates stress and mom guilt. What people are really looking for is success in both areas of life, work and home, family life. That is what would make people really happy. So for those of you who needed help filling in those lines, I just gave you that information, and I hope that was helpful. So I want to move on to the real workshop part of today. And if you registered, and so a number of people, I sent out work pages, you got a page like this. Not all of the labels were filled out. So, and if you didn't get this in advance, I'm going to help you create this. So on a big piece of paper, I'm going to have you draw a big circle. And I'm going to have you draw a vertical line down and a horizontal line across. And then in the middle of one side, I'm going to have you draw a line down one way and a line down the other way. So you now have 8 sectors in your circle. Now, if anybody has any questions on creating that, you can let me know in the chat. I will look and monitor. I don't see any questions. And I'm going to help you label the sectors as well. So in the top left, it's going to be labeled career and work. Next to that is going to be self-care, fun, and hobbies. The next one over is going to be home and family, and that's going to have a lot to do with relationships and home life. Next to that, further down, is going to be community, and that's going to have a lot to do with your friends in life and your community, maybe some co-workers as well. On the bottom here, it's going to be personal growth. And then on this side, on the bottom, it's going to be spirituality. Over on this side, it's going to be finances. Right over here on the circle, it's going to be health. And so now we've gone all around your big circle. And I've given you all of the categories that I'm going to ask you to score. And I'm going to ask you to score each of the circles on a scale of 1 to 10. And in the page that I sent out, you can see there are little concentric circles that will help you find the 1 to 10. So, for example, if you want to score this category as an 8, you would draw your line here. You would draw your line here. If you want to score this category as a 5, you would draw your line along the 5 line. And what I want to encourage all of you to do is look at each of the categories, each of the 8 categories going across, and score it on a scale of 1 to 10. And I'm going to talk a little bit as you do that, but I'm going to ask you to really work and do that with me, and that is part of the workshop. I want to get you going and thinking and starting the process of building what we need to do to build happiness. And part of this exercise, I spoke about how we want to build success in life, that it's not balance that we're looking for, but it's success in life in both aspects. And these categories can help direct you to what you're looking for, to how I can help guide you and how you can help guide you to get more happiness and satisfaction and success in your life. So I'm really happy to introduce you to these categories and to this exercise. This is called the Wheel of Life exercise. There are a number of names that are sometimes used for it, but I like calling it a Wheel of Life. And everybody's wheel may look a little bit different, but in theory, what we want everybody's wheel to eventually turn out to be is we want you to be as close to 10 on the categories as you can, and as even. So, for example, if in one category you have a high score, if another category you have a low score, then you have a medium score and a low and a high and a medium. If you're going all the way back and forth, if you would think of this as a tire and you were riding a bicycle on it, or it was a tire of a car, and you were driving a car where the tire looked like what I described, where it went up and down, it would be a bumpy ride. You wouldn't be very satisfied with that ride. It wouldn't be a smooth ride. And by understanding your happiness in each area, it's going to help us determine how we can help you build your success and build your happiness in each of the categories. And that's really exciting for me to help you do, because people just often throw their hands up in the air. What do I need to do to get happy? And sometimes it takes some introspection, some thinking, some self-inspection to think, what can I do? What do I need to do to become happier? So I want to show you also, I created one that actually one of my clients had when she started out working with me. And I'm going to show you what this looks like. So for career and work, she gave it a 7. For health, she had an 8. Here's health. For finances, she had a 7. For spirituality, she had a 9. And I'm going to talk a little bit about spirituality in each of the categories. But for personal growth, she had a 5. For community, she had a 7. And for home and family, she had an 8. And for self-care, she had a 5. So I think I mentioned all the categories. And I think you can see this would be a bumpy ride. And this is the way she started out with me. So I want to mention a little bit some of the categories. So career and work is really your satisfaction with your work on a scale of 1 to 10. And again, health and finances are, again, 1 to 10, pretty much an assessment of how satisfied you feel. Self-care, fun, and hobbies is really important because I know lots of times mothers put themselves last and deprioritize themselves. And as you can see, that was true of this mother when she started out with me. And so we needed to work on that area. And sometimes, very often, people feel, well, this is out of my control. I don't have time. I don't have energy. I don't have the attention. And one of the hallmarks of successful people is that they understand they need to take care of themselves. They need to be filled to be able to take care of other people at the highest level as well. And that there is no guilt in taking care of yourself. And I work a lot with people who need help to find time to fit in their own needs. For home and family, so part of that is relationships. Are you happy with the relationships? If there's a spouse or a partner, the relationships with your children. And also for home and family, are you happy with the way your home runs? Does your home run neatly? Or is it cluttered? Is it organized? So those are the types of issues we want to talk about at home. Community, what types of activities are you involved in with your community and with friends? And are you satisfied with that? For personal growth, what kinds of activities do you do to move yourself ahead? So, for example, if you want to build for a promotion in work, what are you doing to help gain skills, to help gain qualifications so that you can move forward? Or for personal growth, if there's a particular hobby that's important to you, are you taking the time and attention to do that? Spirituality, a lot of people think, and for a lot of people, spirituality is based on religion. For some people, it's just based on a feeling that there is a higher power, that they have a sense of belonging and connection in the world. So those are the types of things that you might use for spirituality. And if spirituality is a category that you don't feel applies to you, you could theoretically leave it out, although I do find most of my clients do include it. So what I want you to do is look at your results and first figure out how lopsided is it? Is it going to be a bumpy ride if you were to rotate and ride on a bicycle with it? And it should give you some ideas on what categories you can get started in to make life better, elevated, and more fulfilled with what you want in your life. And also, for each of the categories, I'd like to hope that you can build out towards 10 for each of them. And for this client, when she worked with me, she came back really after a short time, after about 6 weeks, and every category was at least a 9 or a 10. So it really is very possible to move towards success in reasonably quick ways if you're organized and if you move methodically. And this is a process that helps you build towards success, which work-life balance lacked. This is something to start you off. And you may want to just continue yourself from here. You may look and say, you know what? Personal growth. I know what I have to do. I know when I'm going to do it. I know how I'm going to handle this. And my home and family relationships, my health, my career, my finances. You may say, I know now what to do. I know what steps to take. If you would like me to be of help to you, I do invite you, and here is the gift part. I told you early on in the program that I have some gifts. So I have put aside some appointments to go over your results with some of you. I have limited appointments available, but they just opened up. So if you go right after this into our group, I have my calendar there. If you would like to set up a free appointment with me to go over your results, I will be happy to do that with you personally and talk to you about how you might start off. Be happy to talk to you if you want to continue to work with me as well. Either can work very well. But I hope that you are excited that this is a different and new dimension of looking exactly at where you are and how you can build happiness and success in your life. I'm so happy and excited for you that you have this point. And I've seen mothers really move really far. I really do encourage you. Knowledge is useful if you apply it. So I hope that you will take this exercise and move forward with it either on your own or again, feel free to set up that appointment with me. I hope that you will not say, well, this was an interesting topic, but I'm going to go back to my life as it is. I hope you will want to elevate and build success and success. And if you've been with me for this topic, you know what I mean by building success and success. I know that you can get there, and that is my wish for you. So if I can be of help to you in moving forward with that, please feel free to let me know. I'm going to ask you to do 3 things because this topic is so important. If you know any other people, any friends or sisters or neighbors or coworkers who you think may be interested in this model that I spoke about tonight, please feel free to invite them to our group and let them know that they can have access to this training as well. I really want to share this because I've seen so many people get such important, fabulous, and large results from this. So also, if you're in any groups, any mothers groups or parenting groups, or parent-teacher groups or community groups, or work groups where you think they would be interested in this work-life balance, feel free to schedule an appointment with me and let me know what's going on, and we'll see if I can bring that to your group or your organization so we can get this out there. And finally, I want to remind you that I am always here for you, and I'm always trying to create topics and get ideas out there that are useful to you. So if you do have any thoughts on following up on this that you'd like me to talk about, again, feel free to put them in the chat. Let me know what's on your mind to follow up on this, how I can help you. Or again, schedule that appointment with me. Let me know how I can help you more. As always, I'm going to remind you, I am here every Sunday at this time with you. We always do a new topic. So come into our group during the week to look at all of the posts. Make sure that you participate and put comments in, because that's how you become part of the community and how we build community. And of course, I will look forward to seeing you in the group during the week, and next Sunday at the same time here again. So again, I urge you to become empowered, to work on cutting that stress so you can build success and you can build happiness. And I am delighted to be here for you. I will see you again in the group during the week and live next Sunday.